Callisto is Jupiter's second largest moon, and it looks almost dead. Its surface is the most heavily cratered in the entire solar system, covered in scars from billions of years of impacts with almost no repair. Nothing has smoothed it over. No lava, no cracking ice, no visible activity at all. That stillness is exactly why scientists once ignored it as a place to search for life. But data from NASA's Galileo spacecraft, which flew past Callisto in the late 1990s, picked up something strange in its magnetic field. The field bent and shifted in a way that solid rock and ice alone couldn't explain. The best explanation is a layer of salty liquid water, buried about 100 miles down, sandwiched between layers of ice and rock. Salt water conducts electricity, which is exactly what would twist Jupiter's magnetic field the way Galileo recorded. This ocean, if it exists, could hold more water than every ocean on Earth combined. The catch is depth. Any organisms down there would be sealed off from sunlight, heat, and fresh chemical energy for eons. If you were to drill straight down through Callisto's crust, you'd pass through nearly 100 miles of solid ice before reaching anything liquid at all. That's deeper than the distance from the ground to the edge of space. Life here isn't impossible, but it would be faint, ancient, and nearly starved. Callisto is less a promising address for life, and more a reminder that oceans can hide in places that look completely dead on the surface. If you were to stand on Neptune and watch its largest moon move, something would look wrong immediately. Triton orbits backward, opposite to the direction Neptune spins. No other large moon in the solar system does this. The only real explanation is that Triton wasn't born there. It's likely a captured object from the Kuiper Belt, the icy ring of debris beyond Neptune where Pluto also lives, dragged into orbit by Neptune's gravity billions of years ago. That violent capture would have generated enormous internal heat from tidal stretching, and that heat may never have fully faded. In 1989, NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft photographed geysers erupting from Triton's south pole, shooting nitrogen gas and dark dust nearly 5 miles into the thin atmosphere. Active geysers mean active internal heat, and heat is one of the basic ingredients life needs. Beneath Triton's frozen nitrogen and water ice crust, scientists suspect a liquid water layer kept warm by leftover tidal energy and the slow decay of radioactive elements inside the rocky core. Surface temperatures on Triton sit around -391 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze nitrogen solid, which is exactly what much of its surface is made of. Yet just beneath that frozen shell, conditions could be almost gentle by comparison. Triton is a captured wanderer that never should have stayed, and in staying, it may have kept a hidden ocean alive out of sheer gravitational accident. Mimas doesn't look like a candidate for anything. It's Saturn's smallest major moon, only about 250 miles across, and it's famous for one giant crater that makes it resemble the Death Star. For decades, scientists assumed Mimas was frozen solid all the way through, too small and too cold to hold liquid water. Then, in 2024, researchers analyzing subtle wobbles in its orbit, tracked using data from NASA's Cassini spacecraft, found something nobody expected. The wobble pattern only made sense if Mimas had a liquid ocean sloshing beneath its icy shell, roughly 20 to 30 miles down. If you were to travel to Mimas expecting a dead ice ball, and instead found a hidden sea larger than some of Earth's oceans, you'd understand why this discovery shocked planetary scientists. What makes it stranger is the ocean's age. Estimates suggest it may have formed as recently as 2 to 25 million years ago, which is almost nothing on a geological timescale. Mimas's surface shows no cracks, no plumes, no visible evidence of the ocean underneath, which is part of why it stayed hidden for so long. It's essentially a fresh, young ocean wearing an old, cratered mask. If an ocean this well disguised can exist on the smallest, least likely moon in Saturn's system, it raises an uncomfortable question. How many other dead moons out there are quietly hiding the same secret? If you were to fly a spacecraft low over Dione, Saturn's fourth largest moon, you'd notice faint bright streaks crisscrossing its darker, older terrain. Those streaks are ice cliffs, exposed where Dione's surface has cracked and shifted over billions of years. For a long time, Dione was treated as Enceladus's quieter, less exciting neighbor, but Cassini's flybys picked up a thin, unstable envelope of oxygen molecules around the moon, along with faint hints of a subsurface ocean revealed through small variations in Dione's gravity field. The oxygen atmosphere is incredibly thin, roughly 5 trillion times less dense than Earth's, but its mere presence means something is releasing oxygen from the ice, possibly through radiation splitting water molecules apart at the surface. Scientists estimate Dione's ocean sits about 60 miles beneath the crust, deeper than Enceladus's, which may explain why its geysers are so much fainter and harder to detect. The evidence isn't as loud or as dramatic as what's been found on some of Saturn's other moons, but it's consistent. Cracked terrain, a thin oxygen signature, and gravity data all point the same direction. Dione may not scream ocean world the way its neighbors do, but it whispers it through faint cracks in old ice and a wisp of oxygen that shouldn't exist without a source feeding it. If you were to stand on the shore of one of Titan's lakes, you wouldn't see water. You'd see liquid methane and ethane rippling under a thick orange haze in temperatures around -290 degrees Fahrenheit. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is the only other place in the solar system besides Earth known to have stable liquid on its surface, discovered through radar imaging from the Cassini-Huygens mission in 2004. It has rain, rivers, and seas, just built from a completely different set of chemicals than our own. Its atmosphere is thicker than Earth's, made mostly of nitrogen, and it's rich with complex organic molecules, the carbon-based building blocks associated with life. Beneath its icy crust, Titan also hides a subsurface ocean of liquid water mixed with ammonia, estimated to sit about 60 miles down. That gives Titan 2 separate environments where chemistry could get interesting. A bizarre methane-based surface chemistry, unlike anything on Earth, and a more familiar salty water ocean hidden below. Some scientists have proposed a completely different kind of biology in Titan's lakes, using methane instead of water as a solvent for cellular processes, something never observed anywhere else. That idea remains highly speculative and unproven. Titan doesn't just raise the question of whether life could exist elsewhere. It raises the stranger question of what kind of life we should even be looking for. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, bigger than the planet Mercury, and it's the only moon known to generate its own magnetic field. If you were to fly toward Ganymede with a compass, it would react to the moon itself, not just to Jupiter, because Ganymede runs a churning core of molten iron that produces this magnetic shield. That magnetic field, first confirmed by the Galileo spacecraft in the 1990s and studied further by Hubble in 2015, turned out to be the key to something even bigger. Auroras, glowing bands of light near Ganymede's poles, shift slightly due to the influence of a salty ocean buried beneath the surface. Scientists now estimate Ganymede holds more liquid water than every ocean on Earth combined, layered between multiple shells of ice, roughly 60 miles thick in places. Some models suggest Ganymede's ocean could be sandwiched between different ice layers all the way down, creating multiple distinct water layers stacked like a cake rather than one single sea. The seafloor, if it exists, may sit under enormous pressure, over 100,000 times what you'd feel on Earth's surface. That pressure could create exotic forms of ice that don't behave the way ice does at home. Ganymede is a planet-sized moon with its own magnetic force field, guarding an ocean so deep it might be stacked in layers no one has ever seen. If you were to walk across Europa's surface, you'd notice it almost immediately. Reddish-brown cracks streaking across bright white ice, like a cracked eggshell stretched across an entire moon. Those cracks, called lineae, form because Europa's crust is constantly flexing under Jupiter's powerful gravity, and that flexing generates heat. That heat is why Europa is considered one of the strongest candidates for life in the solar system. Beneath its icy shell, estimated to be somewhere between 10 and 15 miles thick, sits a global ocean of salty liquid water, believed to hold roughly twice the volume of all of Earth's oceans combined. In 2013, the Hubble Space Telescope detected what looked like water vapor plumes erupting from Europa's south pole, shooting up to 125 miles into space, suggesting the ocean occasionally vents directly through cracks in the ice. If those plumes are confirmed, a future spacecraft could fly through one and sample ocean water without ever having to drill. Europa's ocean floor may also feature hydrothermal vents, cracks where heat from the moon's rocky core meets ocean water, similar to vents on Earth's ocean floor that support entire ecosystems without sunlight. NASA's Europa Clipper mission, launched in October 2024, is now on its way to study these plumes and the ice shell directly. Europa isn't just hiding an ocean. It may be actively leaking evidence of one straight into space, daring us to catch it. If you were to fly a spacecraft directly through the plumes erupting from Enceladus's south pole, you'd be flying through ocean water launched straight into space. Enceladus, one of Saturn's smaller moons at just over 300 miles across, shoots more than 100 geysers of water vapor and ice through cracks nicknamed tiger stripes, discovered by Cassini in 2005. Cassini didn't just photograph these plumes, it flew directly through them, multiple times, and sampled their chemistry directly. What it found was extraordinary. Water, salt, silica particles that likely form only through hot water reacting with rock on the ocean floor, and organic molecules, including complex carbon-based compounds, detected in 2023 data analysis. The silica particles are especially telling because on Earth, they typically form at hydrothermal vents where water reaches around 194 degrees Fahrenheit before rapidly cooling, exactly the kind of environment where some scientists believe life on Earth first began. That means Enceladus likely has active hydrothermal vents on its ocean floor right now, mixing heat, minerals, and organic chemistry in the dark. Its global ocean, hidden beneath an ice shell just a few miles thick in places, may be the single most accessible alien ocean in the solar system, one that's essentially spraying samples of itself into space for free. Of every moon covered here, Enceladus doesn't just hint at the ingredients for life. It hands them to us, drifting outward in a plume of ice.